In this video, I want to give you kind of like the first stepping stone, really, into noticing your own heart's resonance. Now, what I mean by that is it's like a compass point. It's sort of the first stepping stone in just recognizing how your heart feels about something. Now, this is kind of like I've gone on this whole journey through all the self-development stuff and a bit more spiritual stuff, and then kind of come back to myself. And now I'm finding I'm drawing on all of that. It's like I didn't really break through to where I needed to be. But now that I have, or where I need to be now anyway, it'll change. We're ever growing. I'm not going to put any limit on my future. God knows where it'll take me. But now that I'm at this point, I'm finding that all the little things that I picked up along the way, they've got a place now. That's why I did that. That's why I learned that. And they're all, don't ever feel it was wasted time. So one of the things that I learned came from a book called Happy for No Reason. Lovely little book. And it's about whether something feels expansive or contracting to you. And this, now the other end of things, now I understand more, but this is the resonance of your heart. This is what your heart tells you. It's not the mind. And Craig Braden, he's a really good person for kind of like bridging the spiritual and the sciencey stuff. And a lot of people, they need that. A lot of people have quite an analytical mind and they want to be able to put the two together before they can take the steps across that bridge. So there is a biological part of the heart, and it's like a nervous cluster. So the brain sends signals to all the organs of our body. Just tells them what to do this, do that, keep us alive. Great. But the heart returns more signal to the brain than it receives from it. So the heart is always feeding the brain information. That's our connection. That's us picking up. It's not as much as the information in the brain because it doesn't need to be. It's the brain should always be secondary. The heart gives the direction. It's like, the passion, it's the real key point, and the brain takes that and builds on it and works on it and makes it something bigger. We've been told to just cut that out completely, get influenced for the direction we're supposed to be in, and work on it only in the way they want us to, so it keeps us all disempowered, keeps us in the brain. So when we work from the heart, we start to recognize the times that the heart is telling us something, just that little feeling, and it's a really good way then to notice that is, do I want to go, I don't know, for a meal with that friend or something that someone knew? Do I want to go? Do I want to do that? Do you feel, yeah, I really do, yeah, that'd be good, yeah. Or do you feel, hang on. And then you don't have to act on it. You can just feel it, just note it to yourself, mental note. What did I feel about that before I did it? And then did you go and do it anyway because you didn't trust your gut enough, your gut feeling or your heart, but you might refer to it as a gut feeling. It's what people know it as. But you might not have trusted it enough to act on it, or even had the confidence in yourself to act on it, but just note it. And then after the event, did it go bloody awfully and you should have trusted that feeling in the first place? Do you know what I mean? So just start to pay attention to when you have any decision coming up, or whether you want to do this or do that, or eat this or eat that. Just what is my instant heart feeling about it? Does it make me feel, yeah, or does it make you feel a little bit closed in, contracted? Your body just feels a little tense, There's a lady I was talking to recently, and she did, is it kinesthesiology? That's a nice word to say, the kinesthesiology, I think, where you kind of like, you ask people questions and you sort of, without them looking what they're doing, and just notice to their finger and thumb touch. That's exactly the same principle. It's kind of, again, just coming from the heart. And people, it's like the self-development world has discovered these things, but they didn't know why, so it's trying to sort of put those bits together and take them further forward and realize this is why, this is what that information is. It's your heart. It's all coming from your heart. And so people might think it's the subconscious, but it's the heart. That's where all that comes from. So this is another analogy I've used a lot this week. If somebody was to say to you, I'm going to go buy a, I don't know, VW camper van this week, then in the next couple of weeks, you're just going to see VW camper vans everywhere because it's in your mind now. You're aware of it now, so it'll pop up to you. So when you just tune your awareness in to whether you get these feelings or not, just, yeah, I did. Yeah, I had a feeling about that. What was it? Then you're going to start to notice them more often. And that's really, really waking you up to the way you're already communicating with your heart, the way it's already telling you on a daily basis, little, yeah, or, nah. I call that the resonance of nope. That's an important one. When you're facing a decision and you get that, that's the resonance of nope. Note that one. Pay attention to that one. It's a very powerful tool. So yeah, this is the really crucial starting point. And when you start to pay attention to it, just build your awareness, you're going to notice it more and more and more. And you don't have to act on it. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to trust it. You don't have to do anything. Just note it. That's it. That's how this all begins. Just note it. See what it was. Just pay a little bit of attention. And then see after the fact, did it match? Did the outcome match what your feeling was? And then you start to build your trust because it starts to prove itself. Everything I've done the whole way along, all the healing work I do, it's just proved itself by outcomes. Nobody sort of taught me. There was no book. I haven't studied this. I haven't been to some gate-kept university. You can only do this after we've been teaching you our way. No, I just followed my heart, see where it took me, and it just proved itself by outcomes. And that's the way it starts. That's the way it's going to go for you. Just see what happens. Yeah, you don't have to believe it. Just note it, see what happens. And you'll probably look back on life now and think, there's been a lot of decisions you've made that you got to think, yeah, I knew that. I knew it was coming. I knew I shouldn't have done that. It's those moments. That's your heart. That's where all of this starts. That's where all of it comes from. The whole journeying, traveling, healing, it all starts there. You can do that already. You probably already are doing it. Yeah, give yourself credit for that. Recognize that you do already have a connection to your heart. We all do. You're already using it. Build on that. Use it more. Realize how important and how empowering that is. And go from there. It's a really good place to start.